Welcome to the Business of Family, the podcast where we explore the stories, challenges, and opportunities of family businesses. I'm your host, Tammy Buss, and I'm a family business survivor, and I'm also a family business advisor. In this show, we'll be talking with family business leaders and experts to bring you insights and inspiration so you too can survive your family business journey. Whether you're a founder, a successor, a professional, or just curious about family business, this podcast is for you. Welcome, everybody. I have no guest with me today, but what I do have for you are 5 tips to separate the boardroom from the dining room this holiday season. When you combine a family with a family business, the holidays can sometimes be a little less than jolly. The lines between family and business can be blurry in a family business, making it really difficult to separate the two. So remember this holiday season, when you get together with your family, to make sure you separate the dinner table from the boardroom table consciously, like think about it. While it might not be easy to do it, but you have to set clear boundaries with your family so that you can, provide a more of a candy cane path than the stress and anxiety that can come with having, disagreements at the dining room table. So I got 5 tips really to think about the boundaries and what boundaries to consider. And you can set these boundaries and do this in advance. But you can set these boundaries on a FaceTime call with your family, on a video call of some sort, but you really have to do it in advance. And some of the boundaries to consider, I'm going to give you 5. One thing is business talk. Business discussions can be really uncomfortable for some members of the family, and they may not include other members of the family. So think about setting times during the holidays when these conversations are off limits. So limit the business talk. It could be maybe you decide that you're not going to have business talk during dinner or other specific times that you decide on as a family. So if the discussion does turn to business, you can stop it very quickly by referring back to the pre-holiday discussion you had where you all agreed not to talk business at the dining room table or during meals or whatever you've decided. So that's tip number 1. The second thing to do is to have a business talk zone. So think about it. You're all together for the families. You can't make business talk completely off limits. You can limit the time, but maybe what you can do is have, again, zones because you want to just engage the people who are in the business to be able to discuss it. So designate an area like maybe your den or at home office. So if business does need to be discussed, all that need to be in that meeting or who are involved can go to that designated area to have that discussion. So you can leave the other family members to have their own non-business discussions so they're not involved, right? So again, business talk, business zone talk, where you're going to talk, and then even think about that. What times during the day are you allowed to talk business? So you say when you can't talk about it, but you could also have designated times. So if you want to have predetermined talk times, such as after breakfast or before noon, then you can either have a date that you're going to have a business meeting or or there's these certain times during the day that you're allowed to talk business. Because I'm not naive to think that you're not going to talk business over the holidays. But you want to have those people who are involved part of that conversation and the others who are not involved not to feel uncomfortable. So again, either book a meeting in a designated location within those certain parameters and have those business discussions. That will help set it up. So we've got 2 more tips, and one is plan some family activities. So the more activities you have and the busier you are, the less business talk you're going to have. So you could do things like have board game competitions or go on a family skate or tobogganing or play games around the dining room table after dinner. I know our family's done this for years. It's kind of fun. You play a game while you're just finishing dinner, and again, it engages people, and the talk goes to something other than business, and you're creating lots of fun family memories. And then the last thing, which is probably the most important tidbit for setting boundaries, is cell phone boundaries. Almost everyone has a cell phone these days, including your kids. And the more time, they spend more time scrolling through social media or answering emails or talking to their friends than they actually do engage with the people around them. So it's not just the younger generation, it's adults as well. So just like the business talk, set acceptable times where you're allowed to be on your phone. And again, it can be during meals, it could be, certain times of the day. And you'd be amazed actually what you can learn from each other by not sitting there with your phone. And I know it's a bit addictive. I have a hard time as well that I just want to reach for my phone and check. But really enjoy the holidays and sort of disengage. But again, set the time from the time, right, when you can talk. Set the zones that you can talk. Determine again when is a good time. And do a lot of activities to keep you busy. And then put that cell phone down. So really, the bottom line is to ensure an enjoyable holiday this year, set the boundaries, plan the activities ahead of time. And you're going to get disagreements on boundaries and setting the boundaries. That's sort of inevitable. So in order to ensure it is aligned with everybody, get at least one person from each branch of the family to get together to talk about what these boundaries are so that they can spread it with within their family as well. So not everyone's going to be thrilled with every rule that you come up with, but being part of the process to establish, I get it, we really shouldn't do this, will allow your family to really enjoy the holidays. And you'll be amazed, how much more peace and harmony there'll be rather than fighting over put your phone down or, can we stop talking business at the table? So those are my 5 tips to make it at least as peaceful and harmonious as any stress-filled holiday can be. So have a happy holiday, and I'll see you in another week. If you like this episode, subscribe to the Business of Family podcast on your favorite listening platform. You can also find BlueRoots on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. On the next show, I'll be back with another amazing guest who will inspire you with their family business insights. Until then, take care and keep it in the family. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, tax, investment, or insurance advice. Before acting on any advice, please contact your personal or company advisors.